Hello and welcome back to Access Granted. This week I'm joined by Rob.
Hello.
How's it going, Rob?
Oh, it's going well.
Have you missed Access Granted?
Yeah.
I'm glad that Nate's ill so that you can come on and do this.
Super sub.
We're much better. We're the dream team. This week on Access Granted, it's the usual now, Rob, which is different from when you were last here. The different usual, which is 301 Club, Comments of the Week, and first, Gaming Confessions, which doesn't have a video yet.
I love Gaming Confessions.
Yeah?
I think it's a great idea.
I think it's, well, the
really
comments have gone mad. In fact, Comments of the Week is suffering a little bit because there's so many confessions.
I like it. It's like a nice safe space, isn't it, to be open about the bad things you've done or lied about in games.
Yeah. In fact, brilliantly, last week we had a confession. I think it was from a guy called Ashley Hams. I'm not sure. So apologies if I'm wrong. Saying how he had been playing Borderlands with his friend and his friend had dropped an amazing, like, exotic gun. By accident, and this guy Ashley had picked it up immediately and his friend didn't know, and to this day he thought that the gun had glitched through the floor. He then saw the confession and he sent me on Twitter, he sent me a screen grab of his friend messaging him on Facebook saying, I can't believe you did that. And so, you know, it's not that safe a space is what I'm also saying, guys. This is the internet.
But it's also a kind of way, I guess he knew that there was a good chance his friend would see the video.
Yeah, it was like...
So it's like when you phone into a radio station and, you know, admit to your wife you're having an affair.
Yeah, it's exactly, yeah. It's like secretly hoping that you're getting that guilt off your chest, aren't you? So, speaking of which, Rob, have you got have you got any sins you'd like to confess?
I have. I've probably got worse ones than this, but this is the only one that sprung to mind. It's
right.
From when my sister and I were young.
Yeah.
And we were both playing through Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped.
Okay.
My sister was playing her playthrough, and she got to the boss fight against Dr. N. Jin. She couldn't do it.
Right.
She was really struggling with it, and I was, you know, horrible older brother.
No.
I've done this easily.
So
You're
easy.
rubbish at this. I've done this.
Yeah.
I'll do it for you. You can't save it, but I will do it for you on your game just to prove that I can do it.
Right.
Because that's how good I am.
Oh,
so
no.
she was like, okay. So I took the controller and did it, like, first time. I was like, okay, turn the PlayStation off, you can't save it. And she took the controller back and started running to the save point. Like, no, you can't. And it started like this screaming match. Stop, I've told you can't save it. I've told you. No, you can't save it. And then she just ran, started saving the game, and I launched myself across the room and hit the reset button on the PlayStation as it was saving. And that's a very dangerous thing to do with PS1 memory cards, and it wiped not just the Crash Bandicoot save, but every single save on that memory card.
No!
Every single save my sister had on that memory card.
Oh my God.
Final Fantasy VII was on there, she was like halfway through it. Just God.
That is pretty bad. But then you did say
she deserved it. I did make it clear that those were the rules.
Yeah.
I was only doing it to prove that I was amazing.
Although why would she want any part in that? Like, oh yeah, you can do it and then not save it. Brilliant, that helps me. Right, let's go on to some normal people's confessions then.
Yeah.
So first of all, Gekadu, I've decided to pronounce that. Confession, when I was around 7 years old, I always set up an alarm at 3 a.m. so that I could wake up and secretly play on my father's PS2 even though I wasn't allowed to.
He must have known.
He probably did know, didn't he? You always sort of know when someone's been on your PlayStation.
I mean, you have to be so quiet.
Yeah. You know, now on PS4, obviously, it reorders like the last played game to the front, so unless you're playing the same game. If I ever go on there and there's a different game at the top, I'm like, what's been going on here? Someone's been messing. This was in reply to that. I'm not going to pronounce that name, it's just letters and numbers. I would set an alarm at 3 a.m. sometimes and fake being ill so I didn't have to go to school just so I could play my PS3 when my parents went to work. When GTA 4 came out, I was ill for a week. I'm really ill this week. I wonder how many children around the country, around the world were ill, very ill when GTA came out.
How does setting an alarm at 3 a.m. help you pretend to be ill?
Because then it's laying the groundwork, isn't it, Rob? Come on, we see Nath do this all the time. Like, ooh, feeling a bit 3 a.m. Mum and Dad, I think I've just been sick and it's 3 a.m. They don't want to hear that. Okay, go to bed. And then in the morning, you still feeling bad? Yeah, really bad.
It's a good idea, actually, isn't it? It's a really good idea.
Very smart. He's gone far. Right, Susan
Whereas
S.
now you would tweet, wouldn't you? You'd wake up and tweet at 3 a.m.
Ooh, just woken up.
One of the worst things about being ill is that you have to wake up at 3 a.m. to be sick,
Yeah.
says Nathan. Calls in the next morning. Still feel ill, guys.
I hope Nate doesn't watch this. Right, Susan S. I have a confession. When I was a kid, YouTube, of course, didn't exist yet, and the only videos about games were that were online were trailers. So if you wanted help with a game, you had to read one of those awful old school game guides that were just huge walls of solid text. Anyway, I used to love video games, but hate boss fights. So whenever I would get to a final boss, or even a tough mid-boss, I would just quit playing, read a guide to see how the rest of the game went, and then tell all my friends at school that I'd just beat the game. I started playing games at around 5 years old, and probably didn't beat a final boss until I was a teenager. Which is pretty smart. I could never get through those big walls of text.
I think that's fine. I understand what they mean, like the stress of fighting something that's really hard.
Yeah.
It's just stressful, isn't it?
And and that is the thing about doing a guide, as well, reading a guide, is I would always try and just read up to where I was, or just get past this, but then your eyes, they flicker down and you see a little something, you're like, a secret key card?
Yeah.
To pick up the secret key card? They're bad, they're dangerous. Okay, what's this? Kit the Snake Guy. My gaming confession is, when Fallout 4 came out, I played all night. I turned off autosave, and when I died at 5 AM, it went back to when I first got out of the vault. My view of reality has never been the same. That would be horrible.
Is that a confession?
It's not really a confession. It's sort of
just a big fail.
That's
isn't
just
it?
a sort of cry for
That's
help.
a gaming fail.
That is a fail. But I must confess that I've put it in the confessions bit, even though it's not a confession. I failed. Well, there's some sort of paradox happening. Let's move on quickly. Nemesis says, Gaming Confessions was one win away from an Iron Banner bounty, lost it because of my death right at the last minute, threw my controller into my lap but misjudged the direction and... Rob, I put in another fail. Misjudged the direction and speed. The DualShock is very heavy. He threw it into his own lap. We've all been there. But that's another gaming fail.
It's a gaming fail.
It's sort of a confession. I hit myself in
the lap.
a tender area. Okay, let's have a real confession. Come on. This is another Iron Banner one. Tom McNeil. I still use Thorn in Destiny when a team is beating me in Iron Banner. Not because it's good, but because it is annoying. And it is so annoying. It's so annoying. So that is a good confession. Right, only a few more to go. Mason McLaughlin, confession. I rage quit Final Fantasy 13 and both sequels. I'm so ashamed. I didn't know. I've not played any of the Final Fantasies. Can you relate to that one? Is Final Fantasy 13 did it make you annoyed, or any of the sequels?
Not really.
Not enough to rage quit.
I'm really good at Final Fantasy 13. On all Final Fantasies. So.
Okay. And you're really modest as well.
Didn't need to rage quit.
Didn't need to rage quit. Well, that makes a change. Paul Wotherspoon, gaming confession, was playing Hardcore Conquest, I thought you could relate to this, on Battlefield 4 and kept getting team killed. Rage quit so badly, I deleted it and the DLC from my PS4. That was back before Christmas, I haven't played it since. I love that. That is not a rage quit.
That's the digital version of breaking a disc in half, isn't it? Which is what I've done twice.
It's quietly, right? Delete. That's what, are you sure? Yes. Get off my PlayStation. That is bad though, isn't it? Team kills. I've seen a few people confessing to doing team kills.
Well, deliberately.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely.
I've done it.
Oh, for God's sake. Well, you have to come back and tell us about them. Right. John McPherson, my confession. I bought The Witcher 3 and told the missus it was something for us to play together. Told her I have to unlock multiplayer after a few missions. About 9 hours in, and I think she's clicked. Which is a really good one.
Oh,
it's
really reminded me of loads more confessions I could say now. Loads more.
We'll save them up. I love that. Oh, it's one of those games. I've got to do a few missions first.
Is this a game we can play?
You
You can play the PlayStation if it's something we can play together.
Can we play together?
Obviously, it's not fair, is it, if you've got the TV all the time?
Yeah. No, you're right.
We
can play this together, definitely. Right, last one then, and this is for you as a new dad. Game confession. When my first child was born, I used to look after him when he woke in the middle of the night. I learnt very quickly how to support a milk bottle, hold him, and play my PS3 at the same time. A skill I'm still probably too proud of. Have you learnt how to do that
That's not a confession either.
That's
skill.
It sort of is.
I mean, I've learnt to do that sort of, but my 3-month-old daughter doesn't like bottle feeding now.
Right.
So
So she doesn't get fed.
I don't have to feed her at all. I just sit there playing PlayStation.
Related to that then, this is the last one, Mark Lyons. This is great. I've recently been doing the same until my 2-year-old nephew has started running around the house saying, "Bang, bang, Nathan Drake dead." So, you know, he's not got the skill quite right there if he's dying a lot as Nathan Drake. Anyway, that is tons. That is like just the tip of the iceberg in the comments of your gaming confessions.
Just do a whole episode on it, couldn't we?
We might have to. So please do keep them coming in because they're making us laugh loads and loads. And you know, you're getting more and more guilt-free.
Yeah.
It's a win-win for everybody.
Good to get it off your chest, doesn't it?
That's right. And we'll try and get Rob back for some more of his confessions because I know he's got terrible things that he needs to tell us. Comments of the week. Oh God, that was really bad.
Is that the theme tune?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna record it properly. But I mean, that one was the worst I've ever done it. I feel like, you know, I should edit it out, but here we go. We're just gonna crack on. Yes. So comments of the week. A couple of things went up last week.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled some comments from
another big week, wasn't it, last week?
Another big week in our hunt for 1 million subscribers. And one of the big things, you got to play with Nath, Ratchet and Clank.
That was great.
It was great. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't believe how good it looked.
It does look amazing.
So let's get into the comments that I pulled from that. So Ploxley said, "I'm getting huge nostalgia right now. I loved this game as a kid."
It is like seeing something from your childhood just as you remember it, because you always remember it really pretty.
Yeah.
And it is just beautifully recreated.
Yeah.
Sort of a reboot, sort of almost a remake. Lots of stuff from the original Ratchet and Clank remade beautifully in lovely PS4 Vision.
It just made me think like how there's still loads of scope for those kinds of games like now. Because now, you know, like we seem to be going through a sort of big period of huge AAA, like open world, this and that. But there's still just loads of fun to be had with more of a sort of platforming, puzzly.
I mean, those games are just, if they're made well, they're just inherently brilliant fun.
Yeah.
Lovely,
exactly.
colourful,
Really
massive games where you just smack stuff and hoover up collectibles.
And I love humour in games, and that's Ratchet and Clank is a good one for a bit of humour. Shiogorath117 said, "Those clouds move on their own. They finally did it," which I really like.
I did mention that in the video. It's not just the clouds moving across the sky in Ratchet and Clank. You can actually see.
Are they like
the
billowing?
Yeah, they're billowing. They move. They roll. The actual clouds have animation on them.
The dream. I wonder, you know, at what point
real clouds do.
They thought we need to be doing the clouds this time. I'm not having more clouds that just move. I want more. That's an important thing. Get someone on it. So moving on, another big thing was Holly got to be a hitman's
this was
handler.
Unbelievable.
It was amazing.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I still can't believe it now.
I know. I'm absolutely gutted that we didn't manage to get along. We were invited, but we were all too busy to manage to get up there and do it with Holly. If you haven't seen it, you've got to check it out. It's amazing. Basically, Holly went into a room.
Witchcraft, how it was done, it really is.
And she became like Agent 47's handler. So she was directing Agent 47 around this mansion, this real life mansion.
Like a real life
man. Take out a target.
In a real life mansion. And the camera work on it was amazing.
It was.
It makes it
exactly
look like a video game.
Yeah.
And the way he moves, this actor was just perfect. He
Yeah.
moved like a video game character, smooth, beautiful, and Agent 47's actual voice.
Yeah, David Bateson
is talking to Holly live.
It's
as it happens.
Absolutely mad. You can see how good it is because Holly, I think, is actually quite stressed. I think she afterwards she really enjoyed it, but at the time I think she's actually like, she's quite serious. Like it's really hard. It's really, really hard. So I don't know if this comment's a joke or not, but I liked it. Of that video, Spyro241 says, "This seems like an awesome idea for an actual game." I mean, it is
so
a joke
complicated, wouldn't it?
But it is an actual game.
You imagine
it's Hitman.
Just a bunch of actors there if it was an actual game. And every time you put the disc in, wake up, Sonis, put the disc in, voice actors with cameras on, lights, go.
That's pretty much how I imagine games actually are. It's just, you know, actors, tiny little actors and worlds inside my PlayStation. Asta C said, "Non-lethal shoves glass in the waiter's face," which I enjoyed. Yeah, how do you want me to take him out non-lethally? and Agent 47 picks up a champagne bottle and whacks him around their head with it, which you couldn't believe.
No, it was just sort of
Magic.
smash.
He's down.
Yeah. And Chloe Saliba said, I wish they posted the full video, which it is very, very long. I was lucky enough to watch it all. So I thought maybe...
You've got to edit out the bits where 47 takes off a man's clothes, takes his
You don't
clothes
wanna
off,
see him
and
just-
then puts those clothes on him.
that's not that interesting to watch whilst he's actually changing. But I did think I put in a couple of missteps by Holly right now.
All right, place him there. Okay.
I am dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it didn't go all completely smoothly. Agent 47, he did die a couple of times. But, you know, that's editing. Brahma Dalvi, confession, I don't care about the squad goals, but I love that intro song. Either make a new one or get squad goals back. Are you sad to see squad goals go, Rob?
No.
No. What about the song?
No.
No, there you go.
I'm actually the opposite. I'm happy.
Really?
Mainly because I really like Gaming Confessions. I think it's great.
It is good. We do need a song as good as Gaming Confession, as good as Squad Goals to open it. The Owl Chronicles, in the same vein, am I the only one who loves the Squad Goals theme?
Yeah.
Going to miss it every week.
Well, maybe not. A few people in the comments seem to like the Squad Goals thing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is still on all the old videos, but I tell you what,
Yeah.
I'll put it in now as well. It is the Squad Goals theme.
Squad goals, wanna win me a car. Squad goals, wanna mess a noobs up. Going hard for the lows, cause I'm telling you my squad goals.
Maybe we'll have to do that every week. Maybe we'll just like scribble out. We'll just like overdub every Squad
horribly
Goals.
dub over.
Gaming Confessions,
Yeah.
gonna win me a cup. Gaming Confessions, anyway. Mumongo Gaming says, please have a Delsin onesie for season 2. This will really annoy Rob so much. Sorry, Rob. Would that annoy you if we had a Delsin
Well, no,
onesie?
because I don't have to wear it, do I?
That's true.
I'd never have to wear it. Also,
Yeah.
we'd have to get someone to make us that, especially.
Yeah. Anyone game? I thought that would be quite cool though. It would be cool, but it won't annoy Rob.
I can think
so
of some
it's up to you.
hilarious skits we could do with like, it could be like Delsin's dad,
Yeah. Oh god.
Delsin's family, just loads of onesies. We can make a whole family of badges.
Yeah. I'm imagining Delsin's dad like Pingu's dad.
Yes.
Do your Pingu's dad impression.
No, not on.
Go on.
No.
Come on. Rob does a Pingu's dad.
That's Pingu's dad telling Pingu off for having an accident on the floor.
Right. Well, you should talk to Ella like that. When she's a bit older, maybe.
She would definitely cry.
Yeah. Well,
I think most people would.
I'm only just holding it together. So last comment of the week this week is Macabout. In response to us almost getting to 1 million, he says, I'm so excited. It's just 3 months until the soon-to-be belated 1 million subs video comes out.
Well done.
Well done,
Very
Macabout.
good.
He knows us so
Good
well.
joke.
We're trying.
Probably going to be true though,
We're
isn't it?
trying, probably is. YouTube keeps, you know.
Because we've been making, we're working on a very cool video for our 1 million celebration.
Yeah.
But in the last week, our subscribers have gone a bit fast.
They've gone a bit faster
We
than
were
usual.
planning on having it ready, obviously, and now there's a bit of time pressure added on. So.
Yeah. We're already
Not for me, obviously. It's Dave who's making it.
Well,
so.
I like that, you know, we've gone, oh, very good, and then already though we're going,
We're just
we
laying the
just laying the foundations.
it
We're
might
doing that
be-
3 a.m. Mum and Dad are not feeling very well.
Might be maybe
the
a
video
day
might
late.
be
Might
a
be
bit
2
late.
days late.
Yeah, we'll see. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, 301 Club.
They've got the skills to know when it's time to watch our next video. They're the ones we love. 301 Club. Better than the comments above. 301.
So, Rob, I would usually let you choose the 301 Club King but I decided
chosen one already,
I've
have
just
you?
chosen myself
Alright.
this week. So there's a few comments. First one is
There are a few comments.
yeah, I don't know
Come
why I
on.
said that. It's Michael Wielden. Anyway, 301, and there's nothing you can do about it. Although, Michael, there is. Because I've not made you the king this week.
But he has got in the 301 club.
He has. So, who's the real winner? Singing Bush 77 says 301 Club. My first act as king is to dissolve the Senate, creating the first galactic 301 empire. Thunderous applause. Which I like just because I wanted to do my impression of Queen Amidala.
Go on then.
I move for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Valorum.
In Chancellor Valoran's leadership.
Yeah. I should
That
have planned that
brilliant
better.
scene.
Isn't
Brilliant
it?
scene from the Phantom Menace there.
Excellent.
You could move for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Valoran's leadership.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. Palpatine.
Yeah.
This is good. Right, we better move on before we get carried away. Singing Bush, you're also not the king this week. That goes to Ucro, who says, "Seems I've unknowingly joined the 301 Club myself." Which is such a paradox. How can you write that you've unknowingly joined the 301
Blundered
Club?
in. Oh, and now a crown's on my head.
Oh, and then how can you unknowingly do that? I don't know.
He's done it though.
It beguiled me, and you are the king or queen. It's not clear this week. The monarch of the 301 Club. Well done. So you will have already noticed there's no one-on-onesie this week. Obviously Nathan isn't here, so we can't do that. I mean, we could have just done something, I guess, Rob. It's too late now.
It is too late.
Do you know that you've never won a game
I
in
do know.
one-on-onesie?
Yeah.
We
I've
should-
only had 3. I've only been on it 3 times though.
Wouldn't know about that. Not
3
sure.
times. Each
Well,
time
dunno.
I was playing a game that I had a disadvantage at as well.
Well, okay. We'll agree to disagree. We need to come up with something for when Nate or I am away. You need your own league table,
Yeah.
but maybe not the onesie.
No.
So what's coming up this week? As we've said, we're so close to 1 million subscribers, and we're desperately trying to cobble together
Just
this
subscribe
video.
at a sensible rate.
Yeah,
Don't go mad.
yeah.
Just keep it
You know,
smooth.
nice and steady.
Give
nice
us
and steady.
2 or 3 weeks.
Give us some warning.
Yeah.
We are working on. We've got some really cool ideas for this video. that
There's a
we're
lot
gonna
of cool stuff coming up for when/if. Obviously, YouTube could explode and we could never get to a million.
Oh, that'll be
But we
sick.
have got some cool things coming up for if we do get there.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is
Yeah,
exciting.
there are a few things. God, I'm excited. Oh, I hope we get there. But I also hope there's time for me to make the video. So please do subscribe responsibly. We're looking forward to GDC this week,
Oh,
and
yeah.
in particular, hopefully, there's going to be some talk on PlayStation VR. Maybe
That
some new
will be
details coming out
exciting,
there. And if there are new details, we will do our very best to make a video on that. So that's exciting. I think that's tomorrow. I think Tuesday. There's a VR conference.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm very excited about PlayStation VR. We're going to be taking a look at System Software Update 3.5 in the next
I do love
couple of
a
weeks.
good system software update.
Me too. I think there's some really exciting features this time. Every time there's exciting features.
Yeah.
I love an update. It's just winning, isn't it? You just feel like, oh, it's getting a little bit better again. They've made it even better again
Yeah.
for free for me.
I'd love to just be able to fast forward to the end of PS4 just to see what it looks like.
What's the system like
version 12?
Yeah, it just knows then.
Just-
You just turn it on and it's just reading your
Yeah.
mind and playing the games. You've got a Friday feature this week. I'm not going to ask you what it is. You just have to just tell me that you do. You
I
do,
always
right?
do. Yeah.
Always do.
I've been dragged out of my corner
Yeah, I
to
know.
film this.
It's-
Otherwise,
it might
all I
be-
do is sit there making Friday features.
It might be half an hour late this week because of this. So there's lots coming up this week to get excited about. There'll probably be loads of things that we've forgotten anyway, or that just appear as if from nowhere. So do stay with us this week. Keep writing your gaming confessions in the comments below because we love reading them. And we'll see you next week for more Access Granted.
Bye.
Bye.